Cantor.
Okay. Read this headline and see what it says to rabbis and cantors. Just the headline.
Yes, the how to dodge high. They didn't even. I didn't even realize.
A Jew wrote this headline.
Should maybe, yeah.
I don't know if a Jew wrote this headline.
Didn't even process it. I was like, the high holidays are over.
Okay, so my bride and groom are not here. Although I did text them and say, hey, you know it's 6:30. If they're not here, perhaps we shall wait till the end. Perhaps I will go text them to find out. See if you start without me.
There we go. The little light that could. I need to ask you. I saw a picture of Aaron and Andrew on Facebook. Were they in Israel together recently?
That was in Israel. So it was Son's Day.
Okay.
So I
so you're
posted it
posting
for Son's Day to my boys. Yeah.
Cool. That's so great.
Yeah.
That was a great picture of both of them.
That was actually taken in by Maraim.
Oh yeah.
But in an area where they had stores and stuff like that, and they serve like that's kosher pizza.
Really?
Yeah.
Find good pizza in Israel.
Really, really good. It was really good. And it was in an
Very
area
well. Good evening. Shabbat shalom.
Really?
Yeah. But you know what? Now
I'm kind of New Yorker.
I'm thinking to myself, did you hear about this Chinese kosher place over here?
I haven't heard about it, but I drove past it.
Good to see you.
It said like kosher Chinese, right? It's like
Because they were down serving kosher food.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
My friend Shmuel, who's the rabbi in Monroe Jewish Center or whatever, they like cater his stuff. And he said that he got like a private message saying that like from the entire community or something saying like don't use these people anymore. Like
Exactly.
yeah, that's crazy.
It really is, because that place is known as the top Chinese kosher restaurants in the country. And people will come here to eat the Chinese.
Are you serious? Oh my God! What did they do?
They unkosher chicken, kosher meat,
They're using the straight up tray as their food? That is outrageous.
crazy.
Wow. It can be anything, right?
Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, umevorach, Shabbat shalom, umevorach, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom.
Welcome everyone and good Shabbos.
Shabbat shalom.
This first Shabbos after Yom Kippur, for sure. At this time of year, it feels like we can see a lot of each other. And that's actually the point. To be together as one community, not just any community, but as a Jewish community. As we collectively remind ourselves of who we are and what we do. And I thank you for joining us in continuation of this mission here on this Shabbos tonight. And it is my pleasure to announce our offerings for this Shabbos. Our offerings this Shabbat are in memory of Judith Hurling, Brenda Zodkoy, Glenn Cohen, Francine Rosen, and Karen Storch. Also for the yahrzeits of Boyd Briskin, Chet Roy Stacher, Francis Jelinek, Barbara Fermaglich, Jules Cooper, Terry Zinn, Florence Wasserman, Bessie Gavronsky, Shirley Edwab, Philip Novick, Stella Stiller, Harriet Burson, Benjamin Katkin, Jack Agrin, Emmanuel Brody, Stuart Miller, Martin Burkhoff, Elliot John Seawald, Marvin Kotler, Jack Josephson, Rose Rygrod, Irving Cohen, Stacy Cohen, Benjamin Cotton, Rose Krause, David Goldstein, Evelyn Weissman, Ann Cohn, Gary Shangold, Julius Cohen, Philip Becker, Louis Schulman, Ray Schulman, Rose Plower, Moshe Janower, Henze Wiesel, and as well as in honor of the 50th birthday of Ian Goldberg and the marriage of Jacqueline Schachter and Nicholas Irizarry, as well as the bat mitzvah of Chloe Vina, and of course, in appreciation of Rabbi Pankin. And it's my pleasure to invite up Fabian Burston as our president to deliver our announcements this evening.
Good Yom Tov.
Good Yantiv.
I have a lot of announcements. As I'm coming in, everyone's giving me different things to announce, so we have a lot of exciting things going on. First, welcome to Spud Shabbat. I'm excited to see what we're going to be having today for Oneg, so I want to thank Jan and Rhonda Gale for sponsoring tonight's Oneg in honor of Orif of Paul Gale and Meredith Borner. Thanks to the congregation. We collected 5,700 pounds of food for the Open Door during Yom Kippur food collection. So that's really great and exciting. So I'm just going to read, again, we have this brochure. I know that there's a correction that needs to be made. But on October 9th, the Men's Club at 9 o'clock a.m., the Men's Club is going to build a sukkah. If you're interested, you could sign up. I signed up, so I'll be there with a hammer or a screw. At 11:15, after we build the sukkah, we're going to be decorating the sukkah. 11:15, 11:30, depending on when we get it done. Sometimes we get it done at 11:15, sometimes we get it done at 12:15, but we'll get it done. At 5:30 p.m., we have a bring your own picnic in the sukkah. We'll have a family circus. There'll be a potluck dinner in the sukkah. It's a really nice day to spend together. Then on October 12th, the Early Learning Center is going to have a sukkah party at 3 o'clock. At 7 o'clock, same day, October 12th, Sisterhood is going to have soup in the sukkah. Then on October 13th, at 1 o'clock, Renaissance is going to have lunch in the sukkah. And that's the correction in the brochure. It says October 12th. It's really on October 13th. At 6 o'clock on October 13th, Yoshi Minis are going to be in the sukkah. And then the men come in, and it could be a woman too. At 8 o'clock, we're going to have scotch in the sukkah. Then October 15th, if you have a pet, we have pet Havdalah, so that's always a lot of fun. October 16th, we have Simchat Torah. At 6:30 is the family service. And at 9 o'clock, it's the Shemini Atzeret Yizkor service. On October 17th, at 9 o'clock a.m., we'll have the Yizkor service. Couple more things. On October 14th, it's really exciting. We're going to have a Board of Trustees installation Shabbat, so we're going to have a lot of board members here, and we're going to have the opportunity to meet them. On October 21st, we're going to have Founders Shabbat, which is going to celebrate the people who actually helped start TSE. Then I want to just, this is actually a printout of the brochure, but hopefully everyone got in the mail the lifelong learning of the brochure. And in it has, some wonderful programs. I just want to point out on October 23rd, we're going to have Ambassador Shapiro, who was the former ambassador of Israel for the United States. So I highly recommend. He was here a few years ago, and he was just great. We spent the weekend with him learning, and he was really phenomenal. All of this you can register online. On November 1st, we have the adult Hebrew class, and again, really interesting, and I think Rabbi Falco is running that, and
Marilyn Butel, but
what's that?
Marilyn Butel from.
Marilyn Butel is running it, I apologize. Last but not least, I'm hogging up all the time. On November 4th, we have the installation of Rabbi Falco, followed by November 5th, where we have a scholar in resident, Rabbi Katsu, who is Rabbi Falco's mentor. So we do have a lot of exciting things. As you can tell outside, we have a totem pole of the community appeal, or we call it the annual appeal. If you have an opportunity, if you get an email, please look at that, and hopefully you can help contribute to our temple. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom. Have a great day.
Shabbat Shalom.
We'll begin on page 120 and 121 with the lighting of the Shabbat candles. It is my pleasure to call up a very special couple as they are preparing for their wedding next week, Meredith Borner and Paul Gale, who will lead us in the blessings.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. We continue page 123 with the Kiddush.
Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. Praise to you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who, finding favor with us, sanctified us with mitzvot. In love and favor, you made the holy Shabbat our heritage as a reminder of the work of creation. As first among our sacred days, it recalls the exodus from Egypt. You chose us and set us apart from the peoples. In love and favor, you have given us your holy Shabbat as an inheritance. Praise to you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uv'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh Zecher litziat Mitzrayim Kivanu v'acharta Ve'otanu kidashta Mikol amim Ve'shabbat kodshecha Be'ahava uv'ratzon Hinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen.
L'chaim. So, Paul and Meredith, I can't tell you how full my heart feels to see you here at Temple Shariemeth, where Paul grew up, where he and his parents stood to light the candles and do the kiddush before his bar mitzvah, and where he stood in a squeaky little voice to read Torah. And now, Paul, you bring your Meredith home to be blessed in this place that is so filled with love and memories of Jewish life and celebration. The symbolic act of lighting candles and leading Kiddush together, watching you do that is magical, I think, because these are the rituals that we do at home around the Shabbat table with our partners and family. It is the most appropriate way to prepare for your wedding, because I hope this is the first of many times that you will stand together and welcome Shabbat and holidays with light and warmth and sweetness in the years to come. This is a taste of the future, the Jewish home that you build together. You matched on not just one dating app, but on two, which means the universe was working really hard to get you to find each other. And all through the pandemic, you continued to grow closer, living with each other's families. You share so many values: your commitment to family, your loyalty to those you love, your ability to forgive others, and a willingness to be truly self-reflective so that you can grow and be better to each other and those around you. You are partners in every way, patient and loving, understanding, accepting of who you are. You know you can be yourselves together and have learned how to support one another in generous and caring ways. You are able to laugh and be silly, but most importantly, you make each other better. You help each other to grow and blossom. And I think I know why. Because the mystical rabbis never believed that we find those we marry in a kind of happenstance way. They in fact taught us that partners are one soul, separated only through their descent in this world. And when they are married, that soul is reunited again. You bring your soul to one another, and in doing so, find completeness that you could never have alone. And as you prepare to stand under the chuppah next week, know that my heart is with you, and my prayer is that you will always find wholeness together, that your life will be filled with laughter and family, compassion and forgiveness, understanding, support, and growth. As we offer you a blessing here at your Ufruf, I'd like to ask your parents and your siblings to help encircle you with blessing, a sign of love and support that you receive from them. So come on up as you are part of the wider circle of love that you have grown up in. I'm going to have you move right in front of move right here. Excellent. And all of you take one step forward, and your job is to put this right around their shoulders. So everybody take a part of it. Just wrap them up. Welcome, it's so nice to meet you. Come, grab hold. Paul, this is the blessing. Oh, this is hard, that I blessed you with at your bar mitzvah. Meredith, what a joy to be able to offer it now to you as well. And I hope in the years to come that there will be many more blessings that we can share together. May God bless you and keep you. May God's countenance shine on you and be gracious to you. May God be with you, guiding and protecting you all the days of your life, and may you all grow very, very old together in a world filled only with peace. And let us all say, Amen. And when we come to a special moment, we don't let it go by. We say Shehechianu. We thank God for giving us life, for keeping us alive, and for enabling us to celebrate this special moment. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, melech haolam, shehechianu v'kimanu v'hegiyanu b'zman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, melech haolam, shehechianu v'kimanu v'hegiyanu b'zman hazeh. Mazel tov.
All right. On page 127 at the bottom, we'll continue responsively. We offer thanks, O God, for this Shabbat, which unites us in faith and hope. For Shabbat holiness, which inspires sacred living.
For
For Shabbat memories, glowing even in darkness.
For Shabbat peace born of friendship and love. We offer thanks and blessing, O God.
שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד.
Page 144. Yitgadal ve'yitgadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Ve'amad yivarach Yerutei ve'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon v'yomechon. U'chayed et kol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala u'bizman kariv. Ve'meru
Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach, Ve'olam U'olamaya, Yitbarach.
Yitbarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitba'ar ve'yitromam ve'yitnaseh ve'yithadar ve'yithaleh ve'yithalal shemei קודשה,
Barichu.
לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה,
Tushbechata v'nechemata, Damiran be'alma.
Vimeru.
Amen.
We invite you to rise in body or spirit for our call to worship, page 146. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach.
On page 149. Together, this is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over?
This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim.
On page 151 at the top, we read together. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael,
Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch
Shem
Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha
B'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha
Ve'hayu Hadvarim Ha'ele
asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha v'aderech u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha
Leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai B'tem kedoshim le'Elohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem. We continue responsively at the bottom of page 157. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth.
The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love.
From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way.
Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces.
Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nehedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot kol seifelet, nora tehilot kol seifelet. Malchutecha ra'u anecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, ze'eli anu ve'ameru. Adonai imloch, Adonai imloch, le'olam va'ed. V'ne'emar ki fada Adonai et Yaakov, u'galo miyad chazak mimenu. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael.
Amen. At the top of page 161, let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukkot shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
On page 162, Vishamru b'nei Yisrael, the people of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, calling it a delight.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam brit olam. Beini u'bein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai, asa Adonai, et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz. U'bayom hashvi'i Shabbat ha'inafash. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam brit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat.
Pages 164 and the even pages following, please rise for our Amidah.
Adonai, Sifatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise.
Baruch atah
Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, Vezocher Chasdei Avot ve'imahot, Umevi Geula livnei v'neihem, Leman Shemo ve'ava, Melech Ozer, Moshiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, ve'ezrat Sarah, Ata Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol ata Rav le'Hoshia, Morid hatal, Mechakel chaim bechesed, Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofech cholim, Umatir asurim, Umkayem emunato, Lishenei afar. Michamocha ba'al gevurot, Umidom elach, Melech memit umchayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lecha chayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kdoshim b'chol yom hallelujah selah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
Please be seated.
On page 177, together we read at the top, God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within,
for the world around us so filled with beauty,
for the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us.
For
For
all these and more we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, Hatov Shimcha, Ulecha Na'eh Lehodot.
Shalom Rabba Yisrael Omcha, Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rabba Yisrael Omcha, Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rabba Yisrael Omcha, Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rabba Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Le'olam. Ki ata Melech Adon, Bechol HaShalom. Ki ata Melech Adon, Bechol HaShalom. Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Le'olam. V'tov be'einecha levarech, v'tov Yisrael, Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim le'olam. 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 Tasim le'olam. Tasim le'olam.
We pause for a moment of silent prayer.
Page 371, you can find the words to the Misha Berach, the prayer that we say for those who are ill and those who are in need of healing and wholeness, be it of their body, their mind, or their spirit. This evening, we especially call to mind in our prayers Stephen Rice, Jordan Silverman, Brian Roche, Ron Klug, Arlene Schwartz, Harriet Domro, Leonard Sitnick, Ron Labovitz, Elisa Foreman, Lynn Norott, Mort Cohn, Mel Crystal, Joel Borshoff, Len Weinberg, Skylar Herman, Sid Schulman, Gail Schesser, Harold Moffett, Dina Silverman, Mary Ellen Rubinacci, Robin Gandelman, Ava Wasserman, Jordan Horowitz, Grayson Shukovsky, Spencer Gray Rothstein, Brody Scher, Fira Schwartz, Samuel Finkelstein, Alexander and Eugenia Litovskaya, Barry Arno, Alan Jacobs, Debbie Pincus, Karen Martinez and John Allen, Joyce Welkes, Sandy Tankus, Richard Bowden, Jared Narotsky, Howard Shane, Charles Ritter, Lorraine Wertheimer, Joel Steiner, Rita Davidson, Ann Freed, and Diana Ramallo. If there are others that we should mention this evening, people who could use a prayer for healing, I invite you to simply say their names aloud now. For those we've named, for those we haven't, and for those we name silently in our hearts. Misha Berach, Avotenu Vimotenu. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless all those who are ill. May their doctors and nurses be skillful and compassionate. May those who care for them find support and comfort. And may they all be granted refuat hanefesh, refuat haguf, the complete healing of body and spirit. As together we say, Amen. So tonight we are preparing to get ready for Sukkot. There's like a blink of an eye from Yom Kippur to get your sukkah up, to get your food ready, and get ready for the next holy day. And so tonight, because this is the first Friday of the month, it's our 6:30 service, which is traditionally meant for a lot of school-age kids. And as we're like coming out of COVID, we're getting just back into our cycle. So remember, the 6:30 service is geared a little bit more interactive next week. So the first Friday of the month is the 6:30 for families and everybody else, of course. The second Friday of the month is Rock Shabbat with the band. Third Friday of the month is the choir service. And fourth Friday of the month is clergy choice. So,
Chef special.
That's right, clergy special. So tonight I wanted to start with a little Sukkot quiz to see how prepared you are, since there isn't that much time. So, which is not a pilgrimage festival? Sukkot, Passover, Hanukkah, or Shavuot? And we're going to use the old-fashioned system of hand raising. How many of you think Sukkot is not a pilgrimage festival? How many of you think it's Passover? Hanukkah? Shavuot? What's Shavuot? I know, that's what you're thinking. But come in May, and I'll explain that. Correct. So there are 3 festivals that are pilgrimage festivals. And why are they called pilgrimage? Because it was at that time of year that the Israelites would take offerings and they would travel to Jerusalem and they would walk up to the Temple Mount and offer them at the temple there. And Hanukkah is not a pilgrimage festival. And these 3 holidays, Sukkot, Passover, and Shavuot, are the 3 times of year that Jews would make pilgrimage. And that's why we say on just those holidays, not the other ones. You didn't know this, but those are the ones we say Chag Sameach, because Chag is a pilgrimage. It's the same word as Hajj, right? You make Hajj to Mecca, you make pilgrimage to Mecca. So Chag, we're brothers and sisters with Islam, and so it sounds the same. So Hanukkah, you were correct. Well done. Not a pilgrimage festival. The next one is tricky. Which historical Jewish holiday actually first took place during the Sukkot celebration? How many of you think it was Purim? How many of you think it was Hanukkah? How many of you think it was Yom HaAtzmaut? How many of you think it was Yom Yerushalayim? How many of you just don't know? Okay. Yom HaAtzmaut is the celebration of Israel's independence, so we know it's not that one, right? and Yom Yerushalayim is the day Jerusalem was reunited. So we know it's not that one. So there's Purim and Hanukkah, which are both not in the Torah, by the way. But Hanukkah is the one that actually first took place during the Sukkot celebration, because how many days is Hanukkah? And how many days is Sukkot? 8. Okay, so, but they're not at the same time. You're thinking Sukkot starts earlier. Why are Hanukkah and Sukkot connected? Because at that time, the Israelites did not have control of the temple, and Sukkot was a pilgrimage festival. So when they rededicated the temple, the last holiday that they had missed was Sukkot. So Hanukkah is really a delayed Sukkot celebration. I'm so sorry to tell you that, but it like takes the magic out of it. But it's really about the celebration of Sukkot delayed when they finally had control of the temple. Okay, next one. What does the sukkah represent? The shacks the Jews had to live in after the Roman destruction of Jerusalem. The huts. It does not look like huts. The huts the Israelites lived in during their wandering in the desert after leaving Egypt. The huts the Israelites built in God's honor at the bottom of Mount Sinai when they received the Torah, or the tabernacle. How many of you think it was number 1? How many of you think it's number 2? How many of you think it's number 3? How many of you think it's number 4, the tabernacle? It's actually number 2. Those are the huts that they built as they traveled through the wilderness. And that's why we make our little huts, we make our Sukkot, as though we are Israelites again. Now, when we build the sukkah, how many walls must a sukkah have? At least 2? At least 3? At least 4? At least 2.5? Or exactly 4? How many of you think it's 2? How many of you think it's 3? How many of you think it's 4? How many of you think it's at least 2.5? And how many of you think it's exactly 4? So 2.5 is oddly specific, so that's why it's the answer. But the rabbis said you need at least 2 walls and at least like a half wall as well. So most Sukkot have 3 walls, but one of them doesn't have to be a complete wall. And you can even use your camel as one of those walls and hope it doesn't walk away. A sukkah can be built beneath clouds, the branches of a tree, a roof, or a balcony overhang. How many of you think clouds is the answer? The branches of a tree, a roof, a balcony overhang. No. Number 1, clouds. It has to be built in such a way that it's not under like a permanent structure. So a tree would be a permanent kind of structure, a roof, a balcony overhang. The sukkah has to be fragile. It has to be temporary. And so putting it under any of those things would make it more permanent, and that's why you're supposed to be able, the mitzvah is you're supposed to be able to see stars through the top of the roof, through what's called the schach. It's my favorite word because it's so hard to say. Say it with me, schach. Excellent. So you have to be able to see a little bit of the sky, and if it rains, it should rain on you. It shouldn't be a permanent structure. Okay. Which of these is not one of the 7 guests traditionally invited into the sukkah? So there are things called ushpizin. We welcome spiritual guests into the sukkah, and it was traditional to invite 7 of them. This is a hard one. But is it David, Moses, Solomon, Abraham, or Isaac? Who do you think? How many of you think David's not the one how many of you think Moses? Solomon, Abraham, Isaac. Robin Polinek got it right. It was Solomon. The 7 people that you welcome into the sukkah are David, Moses, Abraham, Isaac, Aaron, Joseph, and Jacob. That is specifically male. So today we like to invite in Miriam and Sarah and Rachel and Rebecca and Leah. But one of the nice things you can do is go into your sukkah and have a nice conversation with your family about who you would like to invite into your sukkah who may not be here today. What? No, he just wasn't one of the, you could invite Solomon, but he wasn't one of the 7.
Very wise.
He was wise. They were still upset about that whole cut the baby in half thing, so. Okay, where are you allowed to shake a lulav? So we take a willow, a myrtle, a willow, myrtle, palm, and the etrog, the lemony thing, and we shake it in every direction. That's called the lulav. Where are you allowed to shake it? Only at home, only in synagogue, only in a Jew's home, only outside, anywhere. You pass. Excellent. Anywhere. So the nice thing about the lulav is you can take it with you wherever you go, and you can shake it wherever you would like to. It doesn't have to be in any specific place. Arba minim. Now I'm testing you on Hebrew. The arba'a minim means the 4 species, the 4 matriarchs, the 4 questions, or the 3 holidays. How many of you think it's 4 species? You should all raise your hands. Just raise your hands. Yes, it's the 4 species. Arba'a minim means 4 kinds, actually, and that is the way we talk about the lulav in Hebrew. The arba'a minim, the willow, the spice, the palm, and the etrog. Those are called the arba'a minim. Okay, now, if you've been listening, you will get this one. Which of these is not the 4 species? One of the 4 species? Myrtle, willow, palm, citron, or corn? Oh, I'm so proud of you. I'm going to get emotional. And we wave it in all the directions to remind us that goodness comes from every direction. There's so much in the world to be grateful for, and it's sort of like a spiritual compass, I say. It sort of centers us as to where we are. 2 more questions. This book is customarily read on Sukkot. Is it Esther, Ruth, Ecclesiastes, Song of Songs, or Job? How many of you think Esther? Ruth? Ecclesiastes? Song of Songs? Job? Definitely not Job. But it is Ecclesiastes. Because it's interesting, Sukkot is the holiday where we watch the world turn from fall to winter, right? We're beginning to make that transformation as the world begins to sort of go to sleep, and we see death in nature around us. And Ecclesiastes is where we read words like, to everything there is a season, a time to live, a time to die, and things like, everything is vanity. So it's kind of a pessimistic view of the world, or sort of a, not even pessimistic, but a realistic view of the world as we watch the world change around us. All right, and the last one. This one's extra credit. Outside Israel, on the evening following the 7th day of Sukkot, what holiday begins? Tu B'Shvat, Tisha B'Av, Simchat Torah, or Shmini Atzeret? Simchat Torah. Now, as Reform Jews, we celebrate that on Shmini Atzeret because we go by Israel's, and you could ask me about that over potatoes afterwards. However, Simchat Torah comes to the end of our month of holidays, starting with Rosh Hashanah, and we end with the beginning of the reading of Torah again. So, oh, you really going to bring up Hoshana Rabbah now? And Hoshana Rabbah falls in there where if you go to a traditional synagogue, you'll find people take the lulavs and they beat them on the ground. It's from a tradition of something that was done in the time of the temples. So, go over to Sons of Israel, take your lulavs, see what they're doing there. It'd be interesting. In any case, I hope that you feel more prepared for Sukkot, and that you'll come and you'll join us Sunday night for our Bring Your Own picnic, and then our lovely service. On Sunday, the men's club will do their magic, and the kids will decorate the indoor sukkah, and we'll start to decorate the outdoor sukkah. And I hope you'll all come. One thing you should know is that the sukkah is there for you to enjoy. So as long as there's no program going on, please feel free to come. All you have to do is eat kazayit, the amount of an olive, in order to have fulfilled the mitzvah of eating in the sukkah. Bring an olive. Someone said bring martini with you, so you can put your olive in it, or bring a sandwich, bring something delicious, and come sit in the sukkah. It will be open for your enjoyment. And I hope you'll fulfill the mitzvah of sitting in the sukkah. So an early Chag Sameach, and I look forward to seeing you all for Sukkot and then for Simchat Torah. We'll now conclude page 586. Please rise for Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו echad. Please be seated. Page 599. We think now of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. If you're here remembering a loved one and we say their name, we do invite you to rise and to remain standing until we all join for Mourner's Kaddish at the end. We remember the over 1,086,000 and the over 6.5 million people around the world who have succumbed to COVID-19. We remember those whose families are currently in the 7-day mourning period of Shiva, Barbara Noodleman, aunt of Jason Noodleman, Hannah, Ella, Sherry, and Reed. We remember Edward Jast, the father of Michael Jast, the father-in-law of Sandra Pataski, the grandfather of Daniel and Shayna. We remember those whose families are in the 30-day mourning period of Shloshim, Judith Hurling, Charles Labrati, Joseph Edward Josephson, and Kimberly Myers-Smith. And if you are here remembering someone who has passed away in the last year, we invite you to rise. We remember those whose yahrzeit falls this week: Phil Band, Yolanda Benson, Martin Burkhoff, Harriet Burson, Gloria Bisman, Boyd Briskin, Emmanuel Brody, Jack Brown, Benjamin Cotton, Irving Cohen, Ann Cohn, Ann Garowitz Consovoy, Jules Cooper, Lily Copperman, Marvin Kotler, Barbara Fermaglish, Richard Louis Fessler, Bessie Gavronsky, Harry Gilbert, Kenny Goddard, Irving Caden, Molly Kamenetsky, Harry Cantor, Alan Kassman, Norma Kate, Lena Lomachinsky, Herman Lukow, Benjamin Marshall, Susan Rose Meyerberg, Donald Miller, Susan Miller.
Philip Novick, Helen Pearl, Rose Plower, Dorothy Portnoy, Howard Pryder, Howard Preeder, Rose Rygrod, Mildred Ross, Robert Rubinacci, Anna Salkin, Hyman Sandberg, David Schlissel, Ray Schulman, Joan Schwartz, Elliot John Seawald, Bessie Shane, Ira Schulman, Molly Silberman, Sally Silberman, Ida Silverberg, David Spodek, Max Stauber, Louis Stein, Leon Stern, Stella Stiller, Louis Weber, Evelyn Weissman, Joseph Wolf, Francis Jelinek, Terry Zinn. And each week we call to mind 6 unique individuals who perished in the Shoah by their names: Benella Schmidt, Shulamit Stein, Jeannie Roisman, Judith Tartarko, Guda Yurovsky, Adolf Vriesde.
And if you are remembering someone we have not named, we invite you to rise and share their name with us. Page 598, we rise as a community together for the words of the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chaye chon uvyome chon, uvchaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehe shemei rabba mevarach le'olam u'lomei olamaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudsha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran ve'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shalama rabba min shamaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom v'imromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to those who mourn and comfort to those who are bereaved. As together we say.
Oseh shalom v'imromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Please be seated.
Oh, good news. Sure. Get to be Phil Donahue today.
But you have good news?
Any good news today? You're getting married?
Wow. Mazel tov.
Mazel tov. Exactly. Any good things happen? All the way in the back, Karen.
Oh.
Well, the people online can't hear then.
Our son, who lives in North Carolina and whom we haven't seen in over 6 months, is coming for Thanksgiving.
Yay! That is good news.
You got good news over there?
We're going to New York Comic-Con tomorrow.
I know. We need to hear you.
We're going to New York Comic-Con tomorrow.
That's awesome. Look for my kids. They're going to be there too. Are you dressing up for Comic-Con? Yeah?
We're going to be grandparents again in the very near future. And we're going to be in-laws again in the very, very near future.
Mazel tov. All right, you know your homework. Come with something to be grateful for next week. We all have things we're grateful for.
I'm grateful for motzi.
Yes, I'd like to invite up anyone who has not yet become bar or bat mitzvah and anyone who's celebrating an anniversary or a birthday. And come on, James, I need your help. And anyone who's getting married in the near future? Come on up, I need you. I need your help. Come on up. Whoopa. Do it this way. There we go. Come on up. Come all the way up.
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our prayer is joyfully said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu v'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu, od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam.
Salam. Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam. 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 Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam. Salam. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam. Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam. 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 Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam. Salam. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam.
As we come in blessing, so too we leave one another in blessing. I invite you to find the posture of blessing that works for you. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May you be blessed. May you be safe. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May you be luminous. May you be loved. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May you be joyous. May you be healthy. May you be whole. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. And for all you do, this Spud's for you. Salam. Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam. 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 Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam. Salam.
Od yavo shalom aleinu.
Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam.
Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam.
I had a good meeting yesterday with the design committee. I think I got